Monday morning, we went straight from the hostel to First Baptist Church of Franklin, where they had an awesome pancake and bacon breakfast for us. Very nice. And then Bloobs, our awesome hostel owner, took us to Winding Stair Gap. It's gonna be a great day. That was definitely not a crossing that I was gonna film. It was perfectly fine and perfectly safe, but not holding the phone. It is a beautiful morning. Had a really, really lovely pancake and bacon breakfast put on by the First Baptist Church of Franklin. It was really nice. Nice little message too, which I've thought about often. You know, we think about how much weight we are carrying on our backpacks, and that we don't want to be carrying anything that is hindering us, right? Like any chance we get to lighten our pack, we do, but need to kind of have that same mindset in life. The things that weigh us down, like unforgiveness, bitterness, fear, doubt, discouragement, just to name a few. Those are unnecessary burdens that we carry too. So it was a good time. But so yesterday was supposed to be really bad weather, and a lot of us took zeros, and well, I had a plan 0 anyway, so I was like, oh, it works out. And it really wasn't that bad yesterday, but I had a plan 0 anyway. It was rainy, but then today the forecast was looking like bad. When I got done eating and was about to go outside from the church, it was pouring rain, lightning, thundering. I was like, oh boy. But, you know, just kind of made the decision that like, it's eventually going to happen, right? No pain, no main, no rain, no main. So just kind of, well, it is what it is. We're going to get wet today. There's going to be days like that. You can't take a 0 every day it rains. If it would have been like if the, you know, weather was saying it was unsafe to be out today, you know, I would have listened. But so anyway, it was just my friend Zosha and I that we're taking the shuttle back to where we left off hiking to hike today, and we were kind of like, you know, most everybody else was going to take another 0, or that's not true. Some of them may have been starting from somewhere else, but anyway, so on the ride to be dropped off, we were just kind of like, no, the rain's going to clear. It's going to be a great day. And look, I am very well aware that while I'm filming this, the sky could just let loose, but you know what? So far, it's been good, and it's my favorite kind of hiking, which is overcast, so I'm happy. Hope it stays that way. The birds must have gotten stage fright. They were just a chirping right before I hit record. I have really loved my dehydrated fruits, but not gonna lie, having fresh fruit sitting there in my fanny for me to munch on the morning after being in town is pretty amazing. So I know I didn't film hardly anything yesterday on my 0 day. You'll probably know by now I don't like doing that. I don't like recording when there's a bunch of people around and we're just having an authentic moment. Like, I don't want to be all cringy and get weird and ruin it. It was fun though. It was nice. It was like, felt like we were at summer camp. Haven't been on a top bunk in a long time. Probably since my freshman year in college, but it was fun. It was a very calm, chill vibe, which is exactly what I wanted. Yeah, guitar going. I did it. It made me feel like high school at times. You know, singing Pink Floyd with friends very much made me feel like high school again. It was nice. Lights out were 9:30, so you know, we got our rest. There was a symphony of snoring, but that's okay. Ooh, it's raining. Okay, and I'm not gonna be mad about that because we really need those forest fires to go away. Okay, phone up. I guess that's my takeaway on my zero. Oh, real quick before I put my phone up. One thing I was gonna say is I was ready to get back on trail. It was a good day. I got rest. Willow and Bloobs at the Grove Hostel in Franklin, North Carolina are awesome. But yeah, I felt like a little off yesterday, like unorganized because I didn't have all my stuff with me. And I mean, I did, it was just like in the different room, and I don't know. I was ready to get back on trail today. So that's just kind of my takeaway. Okay, let it rain enough to squash those fires, but maybe not too much to make my hike difficult. I should have taken video from the other side, but I sure am heck am not going back over to show you, but that was actually not that easy for me to get over because I'm so short. I had to like sit on that part, and now my butt's all wet. Oh well. I struggled getting through that. I'm sure there was an easier way. She's coming down now and it's thundering, and we'll see. No rain, no main. Trying to decide. The shelter is that way. Not the one I wanted to stay at. It's so hard to tell. Like, did it pass already? Am I gonna keep going and then highly regret not taking cover? I don't know. It was thundering on and off pretty bad, but it kind of stopped. Might stand here a minute and think. I don't know. I stood there for like 5 minutes to see what the weather would do. It's almost 11 o'clock. It's pretty darn early to stop for the night, and which I would if it was. I don't see any lightning. Yes, it's been thundering. The rain kind of let up a little bit. It's not like it's thundering crazy. It is like, I think it's like 7 miles or something. 7, maybe a little bit more than 7 miles to the next shelter. But I'm gonna keep going and pray that that's not a mistake. The rain let up a little bit, so that's good. It was coming down pretty hard for a little bit there. And actually that last blowdown that I had to maneuver was actually a little scary because it was so muddy. I thought I could just crawl under it with my pack on. And I think if it had not been wet and muddy and slippery, I may have been able to. But as soon as I like went under and was trying to go through it, I slipped. Like not, I didn't fall, but like my foot slipped in the mud. And so I was like, ooh, so I took my pack off, but it was like, there were so many branches, or I don't even remember if it was separate branches, trees, whatever, but like you got under one and then you kind of got stuck in another one. A couple of guys came behind me, and because I'm like, was I just stupid? Did I just do that the wrong way? Because it's very likely, but they went the same way and they struggled with it too. And it literally, as soon as I got out from under it, the sky just fell out, like it started pouring and it was thundering. And so I was like, ooh, glad that didn't happen right before. really didn't want to stop for lunch because I really want to get to the shelter before it starts storming real bad. So fresh veggies for lunch on the run. Although I definitely prefer this overcast weather, it does kind of stink because I just had a really tough climb, and normally we get a view as a reward for the tough climb, but not today. Say it with me. No rain, no Maine. No rain, no Maine. So the 3 miles before this, I experienced the worst weather that I've experienced yet. It was thunderstorming, lightning, very, very close to me, hail at some points. And then just because of so much rain, the trail was literally turning into a river, and it was like mudslides. So by the time I got here, I was not really in a mood to video or take pictures, but it was pretty. I wasn't gonna film. I'm exhausted. I just went through the scariest and worst weather ever. But that is pretty awesome. Top of Waya Bald. Don't know if I said that right. We all showed up wet and exhausted, but once we dried out and took a minute, we ended up having an awesome night of fun music and great conversation. My first night at a shelter.